are approaching A1A. For those of you not familiar with this area, or Florida, A1A is a road that typically runs right alongside the beach. So if you need to get to the beach, get to A1A. Over here, this is the road that is A1A. And this is Jensen Beach, which I'm getting ready to go to figure out how to turn there. So we're actually at Jensen Beach, and it turns out that that ramp is the one I wanted because I'm familiar with this beach. I've been here before. Talk a little bit about this beach. This says it's a 24-hour facility. Just saw a sign there that says this is a 24-hour facility. So I might actually try to, I'm gonna go back and reread that sign, but it probably it's like the other one. You're not supposed to camp overnight, but if it's 24 hours, maybe the police won't hassle you. I think I'm going the wrong way. No, that's the other one side. We're good. Okay, it's just a lot of parking here with volleyball and a bathroom access. I'm gonna park right here. The shade right now. Welcome to Jensen Beach, everybody. So if you want to get to this beach, remember when you come on Jensen Boulevard, Jensen Beach Boulevard, as soon as you hit that T intersection, you got to turn to the left. You want to go to the north side. So you turn to the left, and then you're going to turn to the right onto the causeway, which will bring you right over to here, right to Jensen Beach. And I'm going to get out and take a look around, check out the pavilion and see if there's any electrical outlets, and read that sign there that talks about the facility being 24 hours, because that can be significant. Alright, we are taking a look here at the pavilion here. For your safety, footwear is advisable. It looks like it's a primitive pavilion with no electricity. They do have a barbecue grill, so you can cook barbecue out here. Of course, you know you need to clean up. You can have a grill out here if you want. Somebody left a necklace. Trinket. And we're going to take a look at the beach. These are sea grapes. These plants. And wow, the waves are crazy here. Beach is messed up here too. Yeah, remember, we got hit by Matthew. This whole area did, I think. So the beach isn't as pretty as I remember. So it's such a seaweed and debris washed up here along the beach. You can see the lifeguard tower there and then. Guess somebody doing yoga out here in the morning or just watching the sunrise. And Jensen Beach. Jensen Beach is actually significant to me. So I'll share a little something personal. I didn't do it at this spot. I actually drove a little bit south of here. I took my vehicle and went on further south to a little more isolated area of Jensen Beach. But I had my father's ashes, my mother's ashes, and my little brother's ashes with me. The original plan was to take them back to Thailand eventually, and to bury them or disperse them in Thailand. But then when my really messy, ugly divorce occurred, and the way the situation went down, I lost my job and everything, I knew that the chance of me going back to Thailand dropped significantly, and I probably would not be making it back to Thailand, at least not anytime soon. So after the divorce, I was able to retrieve the ashes. Even that was like a battle to get the ashes of my family from my ex, who had the house where the ashes were. And I brought them here to Jensen Beach, where I was living with my then girlfriend, who later on became my fiance. We lived in Port St. Lucie, but I brought the ashes here to this beach to disperse. I figured I couldn't get them directly to Thailand, but the oceans are all connected. Putting them in the ocean would eventually allow them to go to Thailand if they choose, or they could be anywhere in the world. And not only that, anytime I'm at any beach, I know that, my father, my mother, and my brother are there. They are everywhere. Now, something that's kind of funny or ironic, or that you don't really think about when you're trying to disperse ashes, is that when you think of people tossing ashes into the wind, it blows and everything's all nice and looks a little bit sad, but it's kind of a calm scene where you toss the ashes up and the wind carries it off, or you toss it into the water and the waves take it. That's not what happens in reality. In reality, the ashes kind of cling or get stuck onto the canisters or containers where you put it. Whatever you put the ashes in, they kind of get stuck. Like if you've ever built a sandcastle or something, you have sand, and you put it into a container, it doesn't want to release. It doesn't want to come out, especially if it's been sitting there for years. So I went in the water. You can see the waves. They were almost as bad as this. Not this bad, but almost as bad as this. And I went into there, one container at a time, with the ashes, and tried to disperse it. And I was crying the whole time. I had the first one I did was my mother's ashes, and I went out there and tried to disperse it into the water, and it didn't want to come out. So then I was like, what am I going to do here? The ashes don't want to come out of the container. And I certainly didn't want to just stick my hand in there. I tried to, actually. I put my finger in there in the ashes and tried to stir it up, but it was almost like concrete. It had had some moisture collected in it or something, and it was like stuck, like a solid form. So I was like, man, I can't get the ashes out. They're staying in the canister, the container, the vase. My mom was in a vase, and I could not get the ashes out. So then I thought I might have to go back to the shore and get a stick and stir it up. And then I thought, this is really terrible. My mom's sitting here stuck in this vase, this vase, whatever, and I would have to stir her up with a twig, a stick. Then I decided, you know what, I'm not going back to the shore and getting a stick to stir my mom up. So I decided to just take the vase and put it into the water. And the waves hit it and started flushing out the ashes. And it took a couple flushes, but eventually the ashes all came out. Then I went ahead and just tossed the vase into the ocean, crying the whole time. Meanwhile, you can see how powerful these waves were, and there's like rip currents around here. it was like trying to pull me into the ocean because I was in waist deep water. I was doing it and the water was like waist deep, almost waist deep. It's coming up to me right now. But I came back up and then I got my dad and I did the same with him, crying also. And finally I came back up for one final time and got my brother. My brother's ashes were kind of interesting because they were in a, I remember it was in like a tin, you know, metal, I think it was a cookie container that was painted to look like a nutcracker. So he was in like a nutcracker cookie container, or maybe it was a metal container for a nutcracker. I don't know. I think it was a cookie container. Just had a picture of a nutcracker on it. I remember it being red and green, and a little some gold on it, but mostly red and green. And it had a picture of a nutcracker or a soldier, you know, one of those British soldiers with the hats, the black hats. And I shook him out into the ocean too. I think the whole process took me like about 25-30 minutes because I had to struggle to get it out of, get all the ashes out of the containers. And that's where I released him, was Jensen Beach. Here I am again on Jensen Beach. Okay, it says that this is a 24-hour facility and they don't allow overnight camping. They also say it's patrolled. So I'm not sure I would want to try risk camping here at night. There's showers here though. So I'm probably going to spend most of the day here and debate. Could go to the mall and walk around on Jensen Beach. You know, there's a nice mall there. There's also downtown Jensen Beach, or Jensen Beach is the whole city, is the name of the city. So maybe we can go explore downtown. But if we go downtown, that's south of here. And I'm trying to think where downtown is. Downtown is actually not on the beach side, it's on the mainland. It's off US 1. If we go downtown, then we're not coming back here to the beach. And we won't be parking here overnight. What to do, what to do, what to do. Well, the beach is the beach and it's fun, and I've had my share of the beach there in Brevard County. So what I'm probably going to do is just chill here for a couple hours, maybe an hour or two. Possibly have breakfast. I'm not really that hungry right now. Had some noodles last night. Had some ramen noodles, and I'm not really feeling too hungry right now. But and I did have a shower yesterday afternoon at Fort Pierce. But I think I may take another shower today here at this beach, at Jensen Beach, and then I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take a shower. Then I'm probably going to head to downtown Jensen Beach to do some exploration and shoot some pictures and videos just to go visit it. I haven't been here in years, and that should be more interesting than just footage of the beach, which you've seen plenty of if you've been watching my vlogs. You know, it's the same beach actually. You know, the beach runs along all the coast of Florida, so if it looks similar, it's because it is the same beach. It's just this portion of it is just further south. Now when we get to the Jupiter area, it gets a little bit more interesting over there. So there's like lava rocks that came up on the beach or near the beach, so the surface of the beach is a lot more interesting. Alright, gonna go for a little walk. Maybe I'll even get on my bike and ride. That might be it. That might be a good thing to do. Let's see if there's a safe riding area around here. I don't want to get hit by cars. I'm gonna get on my bike and ride today. Why have a bike if you're not gonna ride it, right? Let me do that. I'll walk back to my vehicle and get my bike and go for a ride.